What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Celebrating Herself podcast. How are y'all doing? As always, don't forget to post a screenshot of this on your IG story or take a cute little aesthetic boomerang. You know the fucking vibes. Love seeing y'all's aesthetics. And let's just go ahead and get started. So this is kind of like exciting because my 6 weeks of BBL recovery are up. I just filmed a 6-week update / Q&A. So that's going to be, it's probably already up by the time this podcast is out. So watch that if you're interested. But it's weird because, technically after 6 weeks, it's like I'm allowed to do everything again. But my midsection is still sore. And my ass isn't really like soft yet. And that apparently takes 3 to 6 months after this first initial recovery period. So it's really like quite a haul of a recovery. So like I went out, I didn't really go out, but I like went out to eat. So, I had to like Uber there. I was like sitting regular in the Uber. And then I was obviously sitting regular like at this restaurant. And I felt okay doing that, but I still like after I went back home, I put my faja back on and I slept on my stomach and I still haven't really been like sitting at all. I don't know. It's just like weird. It still just feels a little weird. So I'm like, okay, I know technically they say I can do stuff at this point, but I'm just trying to listen to my body. So it's weird because it's like, damn, I feel like I haven't even really gotten to like experience this. And like, I feel like when I do go out, it's like my ass isn't really like soft yet or anything. So it's still just like, I'm like, okay, it's not ready. Like, it's not ready yet. So this is like literally such a big ordeal. But I'm just grateful that I'm having a smooth recovery and all of that. So thank God, that's like the most important thing. Obviously I want to like shake my ass, but it doesn't really work like that yet. So, I'm still getting fucking rude ass comments on TikTok. Like, bro, it's like I don't care. And oh my God, y'all know I've already talked about it. I don't want to give more fuel to the negativity, but I just saw one that was like, because I don't look at them, but sometimes they'll come up in like my notifications, and this girl was like, "You are beautiful, but I don't see any difference at all. Do you though?" I just cannot even fathom like commenting that or telling that to someone. It's just weird. Like, people are just so, I feel like it's like people are so insecure themselves that they just literally look for anything to put someone else down, especially when it comes to, I feel, plastic surgery, or even low-key, like if someone goes on a fitness journey and like, maybe gains weight and gains like a bomb ass, or like loses weight and they're like really snatched. Like, people just always want to make excuses as to why like someone else's success, especially when it comes to like bodies, why it isn't valid. And people just always feel like they need to like comment on it. And it's just weird. I don't know. I just can't relate. Like, if I see someone showing or posting about how they're proud of how far they've come, if it's like, oh my God, I lost this much weight, I'm like so proud of myself, or like I gained this much weight, I'm so proud of myself, I grew my ass, I'm so proud of myself, I got this BBL and I'm recovering. It's like, I just want to hype you up because I'm like happy that you're happy. It's like, no part of me wants to like tear someone else down, especially when it comes to stuff like that, where it doesn't matter. Like, the only time, and I know I've said this like countless times throughout these past few weeks, but I feel like the only time it's like, what the fuck, is like when people just lie and, they get a BBL or they get whatever and then try to sell their little fitness guide and say, I went from a flat ass to this huge IG baddie ass just from these at-home lunges. And it's like, okay, now you're like lying. Like, that's different, And it's still like, I'm not commenting about how you look, I'm commenting about your actions. So it's just interesting. But yeah, with that being said, I am really excited to start, doing stuff again, living my life. I don't want to say these 6 weeks flew by because they did not, honestly, and I feel like I'm still in it because, it's like still just weird. it's like, I feel like it takes fully like a year to fully recover. So I'm like interested to see how that goes. It's just bizarre though, but like no regrets because I love the results and I feel like it really suits my body and I feel like it looks natural, but it's just like, dang, this was like a lot. Like, oh my God. Anyway, let me know your guys' thoughts, I guess, on any of that. I know it's kind of been like a repetitive subject these past few weeks, but that's my life. Imagine how tired we are of it, okay? I'm so tired today, y'all. So we're getting back on track with our cold brew. We still want to have a productive Monday. I'm like, y'all know I've been like, I don't know, planning my content. Like I print out calendars and I just like use them specifically for planning out content. And as I was talking about in like a vlog last week, I think, or like it was like last week. It's like I just feel this like good energy like in general, but especially as far as just like my content goes. And I feel like I've really found my groove again, because for so long it was like just the vegan days and like that was kind of like my brand. And then it's like I didn't really relate to that anymore, you know. I kind of like drifted away from that. So I feel like for a couple years it was like me trying to find like my thing again. And I just feel like I've like found it. And if you would ask me what it is, it's just being a baddie, honestly. But we talk about stuff, you know. We're going to talk about a BBL, but we're also going to talk about setting boundaries, you know. And that's like the vibes I'm here for. You know that fucking sound on TikTok that's like, people get exhausted trying to figure me out. I kind of feel that because like so many people, I don't know, it's like people want to like put, especially if you're online, you know, people kind of want to put you in a box. Like if you say that you're vegan, it's like you're not allowed to like do anything that doesn't relate to this, like, at least, you know, back in the 2016 days. It's probably changed now, but I don't really know. Maybe not. It's like if you do anything outside of this like hippie box of like, I don't wear makeup and I don't know, I don't care about like fashion, whatever, then you're not a real, like, I don't know. So it's like you can do it. Oh, bitch. I don't know. Does this make sense? It's like you can be cute. You can care about being cute, you know? And still be interested in other stuff. I don't know. It's just like, we really live in that society. What was I even talking about? Oh. Yeah, so I'm like, bitch, if I'm gonna like bullshit, I still need to hold myself accountable. And if I need to record my podcast the next day, I'm still gonna do it. So I took a mini nap. I edited my vlog, I took a mini nap, and now we're back. It's also just weird. It's like really cold today. And I know, like, so sorry if you live somewhere where it's actually cold, but it's like, you know, it just kind of doesn't motivate you. So I'm just like wearing this blanket coat thing. It's been really weird weather recently. I'm like, I feel like it should be summer, like starting to get to that point now. And it's just been like cold and gray, which I guess is like kind of spring vibes, but come on. What is this, global warming? Shout out to Nicole. Love her. We do be chatting in the DMs. But she asked me to talk about this TikTok. Literally love her. Like, she's so cute. This is what I'm saying. Like, the community is really baddies. But basically, she sent me this TikTok where this girl's talking about how guys want a girl that's like chill and low maintenance. But if you're actually that, like in the sense of if he tells you he's busy, you're not like blowing up his phone. You're like, okay, I'm busy too. It's like they kind of get offended by that. And it's like, okay, make up your mind, is what she was saying. It's like, do you want someone who's chill or not? Dude, I just feel like a lot of males really want a woman in their life, like, for the validation, I guess. Like, it's almost like sometimes I feel like we can be kind of almost like accessories to them. And it's like, in order to prove that you care about them, it's like they want you to bother them and they want you to like be really territorial. I'm gonna fight any bitch that looks your way. And that's not really like healthy, you know, especially if you are, you know, just naturally more of a secure person. Like if he tells you that he's busy that day, you're not like blowing him up, like blowing up his phone. It's like they want someone needy, even though they're not gonna like reciprocate it. It's like they just want to feel wanted. So I think that's really interesting, and honestly, like a red flag for sure, because I just feel like that's not really like genuine love or like genuine even just like caring about someone. Like if I want you to be like this crazy bitch in order to prove that you love me or care about me, like there's nothing wrong with a little like, ooh, like they really like me, or like, ooh, like, yeah, apply that pressure, you know? But there's a difference between just like some lighthearted hee-hee and then like, I don't know, that's like your whole relationship is like based off this dynamic. Dude, okay, honestly, seriously, like I talk about this in my relationship Q&A, which y'all should definitely watch that, because while I was editing, I was like, damn, I really popped off with some of these advices. Like it's like I'm taking this advice. Okay. But I really feel like the less we associate with like men, like the better our lives are. And like I really am feeling that because, you know, especially the past 6 weeks, but just in general over quarantine, it's like, you know, I'm sure a lot of us can relate. Our interactions with men, I guess, unless maybe you're in a relationship, but you know, just as far as like going out, nightlife, being social, like meeting different people, flirting, getting hit on, etc., like that was really limited. And so I know for a lot of us, like we just spent a lot of time alone, and like I know at least for myself, I almost feel like more comfortable and confident being alone. Like I really know and understand and like believe that if I am just by myself in my apartment at the end of the day, I'm gonna be fine. Like, and that's not to say, oh, I'm never like lonely, or I'm never, you know, wanting someone to cuddle with or whatever, because that's completely normal. But it's like, it's not like I would rather be alone in my apartment or whatever, be alone doing whatever I'm doing, than like put up with some bullshit or lower my standards. And it's just crazy. Like I feel like we're not really taught at all how to like really set boundaries or like stand up for ourselves or say no. Like, you know, so much of our society is just based on like what men want, and it's like it really is like a man's world. Even just like, I think such the classic example is like just how sex ed is taught. It's like so just like, okay, this is what sex is. Like we didn't even learn about what a female orgasm is. Maybe like this is too sexual, but it's like it's just a fact of life. Like we didn't learn about consent. We didn't learn about any of that in school. And you know, then that goes on to like typical porn and just like what a lot of like young people consume, and therefore that's like their education, because we're not learning it from school or any like, you know, trustworthy, reliable, good intentioned adults in our lives. You know, most people, so it's just like, what the fuck? So it's like you really just have to like learn it yourself. And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's just been like the lesson of my life these past few years, but just like going through different experiences. I know I've talked about this too, but I've just had a couple instances these past few weeks where like I was tested by the universe. The universe presented me with some bullshit, and I recognized, thank God I recognized it and stood up for myself and set a boundary instead of just like going along with it like I probably previously would have, you know, when I was younger. And, you know, part of it is like good and like very rewarding to know like, okay, I got my own back. Like I am going to overcome the uncomfortability of like telling someone no, or like saying, no, you can't come over, or no, I'm not okay with that, or no, I can't do that for you, whatever. But it's also like, damn, like just the fact that we have to do this so often, or like I feel like I've just been presented with this same kind of vibe over and over. It's like, what is wrong with this world? Like what is wrong with like men and like testing boundaries and whatnot? Ugh, it's just like exhausting. Fuck, it's just like, are people not normal? Like, do people not have common decency? People isn't these straight guys? Because apparently not. It's just a lot. And yeah, it's also frustrating because it's like, okay, like I want, I think there's a lot of fun that can come out of like dating and whatnot, but it's like you just have to have your guard up all the time, I feel. And it's like not like, oh, it's like not always necessarily like fun, it's like, okay, I have to worry about like my safety. Am I gonna get roofied? Am I like safe? Like it's like all these different like serious things, and then the guy's just there like, am I gonna get to fuck tonight or not? I don't know, there's like a lot of like different topics almost at once, but it's like they're all connected, so yeah, I guess I just wanted to really emphasize you got to be your own best friend, and like especially with that concept of like being presented with the same person or the same circumstance over and over until you like learn it and stand up for yourself and whatever. It's like no matter how many times you've maybe like gone along with something before, it's like even just one time of you standing up for yourself or saying no or whatever it may be, it's like you are therefore caring for all of your past selves that were in that same situation or a similar situation. And it really like gets easier the more that you do it. Yeah, it's kind of been like story of my life. Just like, fuck, like, okay, here we go again. But it gets easier. Like, it's like you have to do it. I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day sometimes. Okay. Speaking of which, did y'all watch Russian Doll? Because, bitch, oh my God. My mom made me watch it. We watched it the couple days before my BBL. Like we literally finished the series like the night before surgery, I think. But I want to rewatch it. It was so good. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day in the sense that like she's living the same day over and over and can't really figure out why. But it's like so much more. Like, it's not boring. Like, it's like so much more than that, and it kind of takes like a turn. I would recommend, if y'all haven't seen, I think it's on Netflix. It is on Netflix. It's so good, bro. Like, it's just really good. Like, I love this relates to your past, and like this is like overcoming this, and like it's just, oh, it's so good. Yeah, anyway, let me know your fucking thoughts. Dude, this is like an example. This company was basically like not trying to pay me. They like had like this proposal, but they were like, we can't. So I was like, okay, what's the budget? And they were like, if we pay you, you will not have an incentive to work. And this will just become a money grabbing opportunity for you. It's like, you're literally asking me to provide you with basically like advertising, and you don't want to pay me because that will, therefore I'll lose my incentive. Like, isn't getting paid the incentive? So I was like, I don't like to work with brands that just want free advertising, sweetie. And obviously it was like a lot more professional than that, but I feel like that was just like an instance where, I don't know, it's like maybe in the past I would have felt like, oh yeah, okay, I understand where they're coming from. Like, I just want to be understanding. And it's like, bitch, no, I've had enough. And if I'm just going to match your energy, obviously, like, in moderation, because sometimes the best thing is to, like, fucking not match someone's energy because their energy is so bad. But, like, in that instance, it was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you're going to try to, like, guilt me into just, like, working for free? Like, what do you think this is? Like, there's so many brands that will pay me. It's just like shocking. And I feel like that's something you kind of have to deal with a lot, like in this business, should we say, because it's like sometimes it's like legit brands, and it's like maybe you don't necessarily have a manager or anything, so you're just doing it all yourself, and like maybe you don't necessarily have the experience that like a manager would, or someone who's like been in the profession longer. So I feel like a lot of brands just want to like take advantage of that. It's like, oh, we know this, like just this cute girl answering this email, so we're just gonna try to like manipulate her or like guilt her into like working for as little as possible. It's like, no, bitch, you know what, I'm gonna take my normal rate and I'm gonna double it, and I'm gonna tell you that that's the standard, so watch your back. I feel like so much of this world is like avoiding being scammed. Like, literally, it's like so annoying. I feel like that's just capitalism too, but you know, like it's like, oh, buying a car or like doing any of these like adult things that sometimes you have to do. It's like you need to know all these like tricks and tips and like hacks and like just ways to like not be taken advantage of. And it's just like, why can't we just chill? I mean, it's like good to learn, you know. It's like I would rather learn and realize that than like be fucking scammed. But it's just like, damn. And I was thinking about this too, because I was just kind of like scrolling back on my channel. But do y'all remember when I made a video? It was during quarantine, but it was like the worst company I've ever worked with. I honestly wish I like hyped that up a little more. I was like, I don't want them to see it, so I was trying to make it kind of like low key. But this brand was basically like, let's get on a video call and talk about this. And in my mind, they just wanted me to like promote, I think it was like a yoga mat or something. So I was like, perfect. Like I'm doing all these at-home workouts. Like that's literally perf. So I was like, why do we need to have a call? And it was kind of the same situation of like, they didn't want to pay me. And so and it was so weird because it was like me and then it was like a Zoom call. So it was me and then like three, just imagine like typical frat bros, like very just Chad vibes. Like it just felt unprofessional. So just so you get the scene. And as soon as like I stated like, okay, well I typically do this, you know, for this rate. So if that's what you're looking for, let me know. One of them, like it was kind of like the main guy and then like his two little bros. It's like, why are they even here? They're not talking. Like you're just doing this to like gang up on me. And then he starts on the video call going through my channel and just like reading off the titles, like why I don't wear bras or like just, you know, like obviously like more clickbaity titles, just like reading that and being like, oh yeah, well I see this is the kind of content that you make. So and it's like, why? Because I'm just asking to be paid like any normal person would. You're gonna like belittle me? It was just like so shocking and bizarre. And I was so like caught off guard that I was just like, okay, well I'll let you know, and just like shut it off. It was like, I kind of wish I went off, but it's like, you know, people are just so shocking. It's like, especially a fucking Chad bro would like act like that. Ew. Oh my god. I'm just like so annoyed. Like, I'm so over it, bro. Like I'm done being nice to these losers. No offense. All offense, bitch. All tea, all shade. Yeah, so more of the story, put self-respect and put boundaries and put honoring yourself and your past selves and low-key also your future selves. Put that before being nice or being polite. It's like so often we're like, oh, I feel bad, or like, oh, I don't want to be rude. It's like, how come they get to be rude? I'm gonna stand up for me, bitch. Ugh. And yeah, I mean, like everyone has their own struggle. Like maybe you're someone who like needs to think before they speak. I'm like honestly trying to like think less before I speak, just to like get it out there. Because otherwise then I'm taking a shower later and I'm like thinking of everything I could have said and I'm like, dang, it's too late. So I'm just trying to like get this out of the way. Obviously remain respectful and professional, but that you can still pop off in a respectable manner by following those guidelines. Girl, there's a lot on my mind this fine Monday. I guess it's a Thursday when this is going up. But you know, I like to have my days in between to edit and whatnot. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, stand up for yourself. Don't let any fucking fuck bro, annoying ass, scammer, manipulator make you feel like you need to change your boundaries. Because a normal person would not do that. A normal person would not make you feel bad for like being uncomfortable with something or like asking for something or whatever. Like if you get any glimpse, vibe, taste, inkling of that, get the fuck away from them immediately. I just want to like help us sis out because, you know, it's like a lot of stuff I wish I learned sooner, but you know, everything you live and you learn, you know, something embarrassing, confession hour. I was telling my sister about this, but she didn't get the TikTok trend. You know, the trend where it's like the audio of like the gunshots and it's like, you know, a friend group will do it and it's just like embarrassing things about each one of them. It'll be like, only likes Chads, dated someone 5 who was 5'2", gets drunk and calls her ex. You know, mine would be, is attracted to Mike the Situation in season 6 of Jersey Shore. Like, I'm sorry, something about it, he just looked really good in that season. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube, I just want to show you like what I mean. I was texting my sister. Okay, you can't. If you just look up, I don't know, because I looked up season 6 compared to like, I think this is season 2. It's like, ew. But like, was it kind of embarrassing? But I'm like watching, I'm like, ooh, damn. Confessions. Yeah. It's kind of like awkward. Anyway, that's kind of like, I'm sorry to say all I have to say. Wait, I did want to talk about the new moon in Taurus. It happened this week. It's happening tomorrow of the day that I'm recording this, but it's happening on the 11th. Oh, ew, this is like according to your horoscope. Okay, the new moon, this is from wellandgood.com. The new moon of Taurus invokes the energy of the materially focused earth sign ruled by the planetary goddess of abundance, Venus. It is in this dark, divine, feminine energy that creation and birth can occur. Birth of like maybe a new like idea, like not a physical birth unless you want that. Like, I'm happy for you. Reminding us to re-engage back with our physical body, emotions, and senses in order to discover what is right for ourselves. In short, this new lunar cycle is about empowerment and radical self-care. Oh my God, bitch. Oh my God. Taurus energy is all about self-care that preserves your energy for what you truly value, setting boundaries, and not neglecting your well-being for the comfort of others. I swear to God, I did not even... It's like a bad thing to say. I didn't even read this before. Like, oh my God. For confessions. Putting yourself first is the ultimate form of self-care, and the new moon in Taurus urges you to break out of any devaluing and limiting situations. Period. New decisions and change can feel challenging, but this specific time is for your highest good. Bitch, I am screaming right now. What does mine say? Period. I'm like shook. That's a good time. Okay, it's meant to be, y'all. We all need to like work on this right now. I love that for us. Self-care. Self-care is uncomfortable sometimes. Growth is uncomfortable, but it's for the highest. It's for our highest good, and it's honestly like we got to look out for ourselves, because if you don't have your own back, who will? I literally will do. I'm like, if nobody got me, I got me. Anyway, that's kind of like all I have to say. Sorry this podcast is a little short, but it was kind of like rant hours. So let me know your thoughts on any of this down below, and let me know what you want me to talk about in these next upcoming episodes. Hopefully I'll have more ideas as I like get to experience life a little more, and I'm not just like in the house 24/7. So make sure you're staying updated on the vlogs, and I will see y'all next week.